Hi and welcome back to the channel. Well, you may remember 8 months ago this car came out and I built it as the Mad Industries car. I'll pop a picture up here. I thought it was fun to have a SEMA show car for the build. I was struggling at the time for something interesting on a Mustang. But you know, I wanted something a bit different, and after I built it I kept looking, and I found this gorgeous Shelby Super Snake convertible for sale in Ohio. And I thought, wow, that is stunning. That's what I want my Mustang to look like. I never made a video though, but then somebody recently said, I don't know what to do. I've never settled for a build on mine, so I thought, right, this is the time to pop this build out there. So we're not going to build the car up to the end because I built it months ago. But let's see what parts are on here, and then you can build your own. This car is all performance to the max apart from the turbo. I don't want to hear that going on my naturally aspirated V8, and I have bulletproof tyres and armour. Anyway, on to the bumpers here. A little bit boring, stock bumper. The one on the Shelby is just a fraction more aggressive, and it does have some little canards here. There is one other option on here. Bearing in mind you see that the whole bumper gets coloured if you mess with the colours. And that's this one, the primary bolt-on. I like the extra aggression, I like the little canards, but the support struts for me ruin it. I do think this is a viable alternative, but I'm staying stock. On the rear bumper, the difference between primary sports and stock is basically slightly more diffuser pattern, and that does seem to more closely align to the Shelby pictures I was looking at. So primary sports bumper. Onto the exhaust, I want big hexagonal exhausts, which means I need the box shape. I don't really like the blue, but if you do, go ahead with it. I've just gone chrome. In reality, they're just very dark. Boxed chrome tip exhausts then for that. Fenders stay stock. For the grille, I'll maybe magnify the picture for you as well, but you can see that there's a sort of shape like this on the Shelby. I've got here, and I can barely see it on my screen, can you see them, two plastic pieces? And the two plastic pieces are my version of that shape on the Shelby. The little badge here, well, that can substitute for the word Shelby in black on black. That's really hard to see even on the photos here. Outside, the plastic struts are easier to see than in the lighting here. It's called a plastic GT grille. You can go secondary if your secondary is black, but I'm using a pearl, and outside you'll see that these would pick up the pearl. That's why I don't use those. For the hood, there's really only one, the primary GT hood. This box shape and the two vents are too aggressive. It should be flared in. We have some other hoods that are more the shape, but they don't have the twin intakes of the Shelby, and I've got to have those. Car meet lights would be your ideal lights here, or the stock ones even are fine. For the livery, White Track Racing. 8 months ago I said, is it right for just the top of the rail here on the windscreen to keep the livery? It's such a tiny area to keep it. Do they just bother on convertibles? Well, yes they do, looking at the picture. So apart from this white piece not joined up, really nice livery. Okay, we want it to have wording here, but at least the white is in the right place. Good livery. I want black mirrors, so carbon mirrors. Of course I could go secondary, but again you'll get the pearlescent showing through. No mud guards, plate up to you. I think though a white and blue plate looks better on a white and blue car. I will just add that the car we're looking at has red plates, but they are of course just the plate for the dealership. They're not the plate that ultimately the car would be driving on, so that's why I'm not using those. Respray, the primary colour is just metallic blue. There's a little bug in the game where after you've applied it, well certainly on PC, you come to go back and find it and apparently it's not here. Very strange, but there we are. It is metallic blue, nice cheap choice, and the pearlescent does show as racing blue. The secondary colour is black on this car, but I think I've mentioned we're not using any secondary parts, so it could really be whatever you like. Spoiler, this one's pretty close. Primary sports spoiler. I wish it was even closer to the boot or the trunk of the car. Yeah, this is pretty good. Suspension, I want that all the way down. Competition. For the trunk, it's just stock. Vents, there is no rear side vents. Now for the wheels, I think that when you view these wheels head on like this, you're sort of, how close are they to the original car? Because the spokes aren't parallel. And there are some other wheels in the game that I think head on look best. I wanted to stay with chrome though, because I want that nice bright wheel. And certainly on PC, you can't have anything bright that isn't chrome. So that restricts slightly the choices. Now, when you take the wheel side on, you see the way that the spokes curl like this on the chosen wheel. That's how they are on the car. You see how we have a reasonable lip and the spoke joining down there. That's how they are on the car. So I feel that these wheels that we've selected are the best ones. But I say, if you're very hooked up on this completely face-on profile, you may choose another wheel. And if so, put it in the comments. The wheel you may recognise then is Sport Chrome Oozer. It looks a bit like the S-Racer, but of course the S-Racer joins on the outside of the dish, and we want to join on the inside of the dish and have a curve. That's probably too much about the wheels. Windows. I think I have a light tint. I do. It doesn't matter because I never have the hood up on convertibles in this game, and I store them with the hood down as well. Now, to store hood down on this car, if you take it into Los Santos Customs with the roof down, do any modification and then drive back out, that will keep the roof down when you store it. That should be the same in any workshop like the auto shop, but at the time the car came out it wasn't. You needed Los Santos Customs. It may have changed now. Anyway, that completes the build on this car. Now it's dark outside and I'm doing this video fairly quickly because I'm short of time, so I can't take it for a drive, but we took it for a drive back in December and you've probably got one and you know how it drives. But what do you think of the looks of this one? I'm absolutely made up with it. I can't think of a better build for the car, and this is how I'm storing it in my Mustang garage. It's a 10-car garage, and one day I will do you a garage tour for definite of that garage. But yeah, I think this looks really stunning, and you know, given that we were given a convertible, which I think on checking nobody asked for, I do think that this looks really good. And if you agree with me, hit the like button. That's what we need to spread this out to more people. Of course, sub if you like real cars in GTA. But above all, I say this every time, but it's because I mean it. Thank you so much for watching.